laughed at my request for road repairs, so I built a toll booth and charged them double. I inherited my grandfather's property 12 years ago, 23 acres of land with a farmhouse and a paved access road that runs from the county highway straight through my property. Behind my land sits a gated community called Kensington Estates, 12 mansions, lawyers, surgeons, tech executives, the kind of people who drive cars that cost more than my house. The problem? Their official entrance connects to a winding back road that adds 15 minutes to their commute. My road cuts straight to the highway. For 20 years, even before I inherited the property, these neighbors had been using my grandfather's road as their personal shortcut. He never complained. He was too kind. I am not my grandfather. The traffic increased every year. 12 households became 24 cars, became constant flow. SUVs, sports cars, delivery trucks servicing their mansions, all of them speeding through my property like it was a public thoroughfare. The road started falling apart. Potholes formed, cracks spread, the drainage system failed. Repairing it properly would cost $6,000. I calculated that if each household contributed $500, the people actually destroying the road would cover the repairs. Seemed fair. I attended their HOA meeting to make my request. I dressed nicely, I brought documentation, I was polite. They laughed at me. Jeffrey Whitmore, the HOA president, actually leaned back in his chair and smirked. That road has been used for 2 decades. It's essentially public access now. We have prescriptive easement rights. Fix it yourself or don't. Either way, we're not paying you a dime. His wife added, maybe sell some of your land if you can't afford maintenance, sweetie. The room chuckled. I left without another word. The next morning, I hired a licensed surveyor, paid $800 for a complete property assessment with legal documentation. The results were beautiful. The road was 100% on my deeded property. There was no recorded easement. No prescriptive rights had ever been legally established. 20 years of use meant nothing because my grandfather had never formally granted access. It was my private road, and completely, legally, absolutely. I consulted a property attorney. She confirmed I could restrict access entirely or charge for passage. I chose option 2. I spent $4,000 installing a professional automated toll system, steel barrier arm, solar-powered control box, credit card reader with contactless payment, professional signage, private toll road, non-resident fee, $50 per entry. I had it operational by Monday morning. Rush hour was magnificent. Jeffrey Whitmore arrived first in his Mercedes at 7:15 a.m. He pulled up to the barrier, which remained firmly down. He honked. Nothing happened. He rolled down his window and stared at the payment terminal like it had personally insulted his ancestors. I watched from my porch with coffee. He eventually swiped his credit card. The machine beeped. The barrier lifted. He sped through, face purple with rage. Ka-ching. The next car arrived. Same confusion. Same eventual payment. Ka-ching. By 8 a.m., I'd processed 11 vehicles. By 9 a.m., police arrived. Jeffrey had called them, claiming I was illegally blocking a public road. The officer reviewed my survey documents, my property deed, and the attorney's letter confirming my rights. He walked back to the growing line of luxury vehicles and delivered the verdict. It's his private property. There's no easement on record. You can pay the toll or use the alternate route. Those are your options. Jeffrey screamed about lawyers, about lawsuits, about knowing people. The officer shrugged. Take it up with a judge, sir. Until then, this is legal. They paid. They all paid. 12 households, averaging 2 trips per day at $50 each. That's $1,200 daily. Over $36,000 monthly. I dropped the price to $25 after the first month. I'm not heartless, just entrepreneurial. They still tried to fight it legally. 3 separate attorneys, 2 court motions, all dismissed. The prescriptive easement argument failed because my grandfather had posted private property signs for decades. Use wasn't uncontested. They offered to buy the road outright. I declined. They offered to pay the original $500 each. I laughed. Jeffrey Whitmore now swipes his credit card twice daily while avoiding eye contact with my security camera. I used the first year's toll revenue to completely repave the road. Professional grade, perfect drainage, smooth as glass. I added a second toll booth at the exit. $10 to leave. My neighbors are literally funding my early retirement. And every morning, I sit on my porch, drink my coffee, and listen to the beautiful sound of the barrier lifting. Ka-ching.